Hi, my name is Mattsuki. If you guys like the video, please drop a like, and also as a disclaimer, this is my opinion, you can like whatever game you want for whatever reason, but I'm going to lay out my own point of view. And I want you guys to give me yours in the comment section. Even use timestamps if there's a specific point of mine you'd like to address. But without further ado, I think COD is having an identity crisis, in a sense of art direction and gameplay direction. I'll discuss gameplay in another video, but I really think at least Treyarch, some of the other studios too, but mainly Treyarch have been trying to push COD into a wacky and cartoony style, in a way that doesn't even make sense. Now you guys may be asking, is this Mattsuki seriously asking for COD to turn itself into a mill sim? Does he seriously want realism in an arcade shooter like COD? How stupid. Well, no. Actually, I'm not asking for realism at all. I'm asking for immersion, and I think the differences between realism, immersion, cartoony, and uncanny are crucial to understanding why I think COD needs to be immersive over everything else. Now the reason I'm making this video is because, yes, I've seen people talk about realism and COD not meshing well together, but also because of this conversation I had with Dismo on Twitter. So he posted this photo saying how he hopes the HQ returns, but I said that I hope the Grim Reaper doesn't. Unless it's in a LTM. Limited time mode for you freshies. He responded with COD plus realism equals puke face emoji. Give me all the Grim Reapers and colorful camos. I said COD isn't Fortnite, immersion trumps realism and or silliness. So right away, I'm agreeing realism isn't for COD. But that's when he recommends mill sims, completely misunderstanding the distinction between realism and immersion. You see, a game, movie, or even storybook doesn't need full-on realism to be immersive, but immersion needs aspects of realism to feel real and believable, like an artificial flavor. Take a look at Star Wars. Is it real? Do aliens interact with us in our day-to-day lives? Is there a galactic empire threatening us with their moon base that will destroy our planet if we don't do what they say? What? No! Well, then why did the sequels get so much backlash when Lord Palpatine resurrects himself? Or when Palpy annihilated an entire 2 fleets with just the raise of his hands and a whole lot of lightning? Or the Sith of Lords past, rising in a coliseum for a ceremonial soul transplant? Sorry for the spoilers, by the way, but it's as if a universe doesn't need to be realistic to be immersive. Why is that? Well, immersion can be broken when the laws of a pretty well-defined universe takes a dump all over itself. All in the same final film of a trilogy. But yeah, immersion is what's possible and not possible within the realm of possibility. It's how you and others react to your environments and how those environments react to you. Realism is our own reality, not a made-up one. That's why mill sims are criticized for being too real, not too immersive. There's a clear difference between the two, but also some overlap. Realism can be bent and still be immersive, but full-on realism isn't required. But then there's COD. Right off the bat, COD is an arcade first-person shooter. Your bullet wounds heal fast, your guns don't jam, some CODs have unlimited sprint, and you can have a pure golden gun that isn't even heavier than the original gun. That ain't realistic, but it's still immersive, even in multiplayer. What's immersive is the fluid gameplay, a defined setting the game takes place in, and all the small details lining up neatly together. Small details like no bullets in an empty magazine, or how your weapon parts on your gun, like the bipod, actually shake while you inspect your weapon. It's subtle, but it's there. A setting like Infinite Warfare's, where guns have moving camos in the far future, and characters have... oh wait, shoot! Some of the special outfits that got added later on didn't have helmets on. And one was a zombie. Now, you can easily just ignore something like this, but let's not act like it wasn't jarring.
All we would ever really be able to see is the rig, so now that we can actually see human skin and flesh, it's kind of strange. Even stranger than that is seeing Captain Price and Ghost flying all the fuck around on the map. I'm sorry for saying that, but it is really weird to see that.
Yeah, Price and Ghost in general were odd choices to bring back. I know they're iconic, but they're characters from a different era and supposedly the same universe. I honestly wonder why Infinity Ward didn't just redesign a rig around their looks instead of upgrading their old outfits. Like, oh, Price has his sleeves rolled up in the past and wears a boonie hat, so we gotta do the same in Infinite Warfare. But, I don't know, it just kind of bumps me out, because like even Ghost was so close to fitting in. So his body on one hand already looks futuristic, but his head was just like a ski mask and sunglasses. It's kind of weird why they didn't give him a helmet, because the Warfighter has a skull helmet, same with the Phantom Rig with his mesh-like helmet. They could have just put Ghost's old skull design onto the Phantom Rig's mesh helmet and it would have just looked perfect for the universe. He'd be able to breathe in space. And then they could have just put like regular helmets on the rest of the characters, maybe with a see-through visor so you can see their faces and tell that it's them. And also for the zombie, they could have just like, you know, put a helmet on him too, with a non-see-through visor, maybe make it lime green and add a blood splatter, voila. Perfect for the universe, right? Anywho, some fluid gameplay examples could be the ability to drop shot without being forced to unaim down sights, like in the games Black Ops 4, Black Ops Cold War, and the alpha for Vanguard. Also sliding that can get you to cover faster, being able to reload while sprinting, and even a stable optic when going from a jump to a stationary standing position. For some reason Black Ops 3 made your reticle bounce, even though your bullets would actually stay on center, aka not following your reticle. It was kinda weird. But yeah, Immersion is supposed to keep you in the game. Considering the fact that COD is mostly based around the campaign, involving the military, it's nice to have a multiplayer based on that kind of campaign. But in a way we can still have fun and personalize ourselves. I say this because we have another World War II game coming out, and sometimes I'll see these people on Twitter complaining about there being women in a World War II game, and there being black Nazis. My counter argument is, well, if we want a multiplayer based around a realistic campaign and a level of personalization and character customization, we just simply can't have both. Either we don't have Nazis as the Axis team and everyone can be whatever race they want, or we drop all customization for 100% realism. Aha! See there? That's where realism comes in, and realism is the reason why you can't have both. We're no longer bending reality to have an immersive video game experience with player progression. A campaign telling a story, in my opinion, should only be a framework for the other modes, not a total takeover. So I think you guys understand how immersion is different from realism now, so let's flip the argument and talk about immersion and Cartoony/Uncanny. Uncanny is kinda interesting. It's where something is strange or mysterious, especially in an unsettling way. It could be something eerie, unnatural, bizarre, weird, strange, or even conspicuous. Now, if you use that definition and those synonyms that I just listed that I found on Google, I think it's pretty fair to say that this alien skin from BO3 doesn't really fit in. Not only does the campaign not feature any aliens, but absolutely no one in real life is an alien. They don't exist. I just don't see any reason as to why a virtual simulator for special soldiers would have an alien running around in it. As for women and black Nazis, I'm sure everyone can bend reality slightly. It isn't like these people are incapable of fighting. The concept of these people being in multiplayer isn't even close to how unsettling a humanoid alien would be, right? But what about some other types of conspicuous gear, like Dark Aether camo, and this very noticeable bright purple crystallized skin with a fire coming off of it? Both of these are zombies themed, I know, but they transfer over to multiplayer and Warzone. Well, maybe not the camo yet. What has it been? 10 or 11 months since Warzone came out, and Dark Aether still isn't in Warzone yet? Ugh. But as I was saying, these skins are very noticeable. And it's not just one, no. Ever since this ugly reactive operator was added, we've been getting more and more. Like, are we serious, Treyarch? Even the hammer is lit up. We got the Tagger number 2. Like, that just looks so gross. Like, it blends into the background. What the the lighting is just all fucked up. I'd say these are starting to pass Uncanny Valley and entering cartoony territory. Some don't even have proper shadows. They got some sort of built-in futuristic LED lights. And that wouldn't actually be the only futuristic thing Treyarch carelessly bring back in time. How about you take a gander at Raiden Express? And even Standoff. Like, they didn't even care enough to turn Standoff into an older town, like they did in BO3, or even just put out the damn fire. So, like, let me get this straight. It's apparently burning for 40 years. It's blatantly laziness and incompetence. Blame Treyarch or blame Activision, I don't care, I'm sorry, but a new game should be able to differentiate itself from its predecessor. Sorry for the rant, but back to Cartoony skins and camos. I think they're just too saturated and almost clear, like plastic. And I am fully aware that some COD players want to show off their hard-earned camos and skins to be clearly noticeable, as to assert their presence of a powerful being to the lobby. Of course, to intimidate players. Personally speaking, I've never really let a skin get the best of me, unless it's a synaptic rig. I mean, that thing actually has traits built into it, so I mean there's a reason, a mechanical reason. But yeah, I usually judge a player through their raw performance in a match. But yeah, I think Mastery camos and skins should be noticeable to a degree. But more like COD World War II Mastery Prestige skins, and even the World War II Mastery Prestige Tiger camos were really nice. I believe that the Tiger camos were actually like slightly animated, but I don't know, they looked pretty and I adored the reflective elements to those camos. The designs were pretty stylish. Maybe what I dislike is just the bright animated camos that are just slapped onto weapons. I'd even be okay with the Modern Warfare Remastered type of Mastery camo too. It looked pretty nice and it wasn't overwhelmingly noticeable. What do you guys think? Should camos be bright and colorful, or should they be more stylish? To wrap this up, I'd like to circle back to my tweet saying COD isn't Fortnite, Immersion trumps realism and or silliness. What I meant by COD isn't Fortnite, I meant COD shouldn't try and mash together every timeline and universe into its multiplayer. Fortnite indeed does do that. They've added Master Chief from Halo, Rick and Morty from Rick and Morty, and so on. What kept Fortnite immersive to me was the 3D cartoony style, but admittedly I feel like I'm being pulled out by these different skins that feel uncanny, like the Rick and Morty ones and the anime ones. Simply put, they just aren't in the same art style as the rest of Fortnite. They kind of look artificial. But for Vanguard, I'm really excited because I just watched the multiplayer reveal trailer and the developers talking about creative direction and art direction. One was literally saying how a more realistic environment would be taken more seriously, and that when you want to be immersed, you don't want to be pulled out by something artificial. I'm so happy he said that. I've also seen the maps, and they look absolutely beautiful, especially Eagle's Nest. I really can't wait to play that one. But yeah, they don't look oversaturated like Black Ops 4 maps, and they don't look like they're lacking much color like the Black Ops 1 maps. So what do you guys think? Please tell me all your thoughts in the comments below. I love to see them and I love to read them. Hope you guys all have a great day. Vanguard's multiplayer beta is just around the corner, so yeah, I can't wait to play it and maybe stream it. But anyway, peace out, homies.